everyone, welcome back to In the Beauty News. We are going to wrap up 2022. I already covered Q1 and Q2 and today we're just gonna cover the rest. In the last segment, I was like, oh, Q2 releases were so cute, not overwhelming, until I realized that I completely skipped June. We're not gonna get too much into June, but some of the highlights from June were that beautiful eyeshadow palette, the collab with Michaela and Glamlight. I think that was a big hit. There were also some cute collections such as this Disney collab with Stitch and Wet n Wild, the Coca-Cola Makeup Revolution collab, and this really cute collection by e.l.f. e.l.f. also has been taking advantage of the famous putty primer, and then it came out with the putty blushes and then the luminous putty blushes. Personally, I do like the luminous putty blushes compared to the regular putty blushes. I think they're easier to blend. And we also saw Chapter 3 Rem Beauty, which I'm not sure if we actually saw it. I didn't really hear too many people talk about the products from the Chapter 3 launch. And at this point, I'm not even sure if they should continue with the chapter thing. After June, we had the summer months, and I'm going to cover the hits and misses, but nothing in between because we don't need to remember the forgettable stuff. Some of the notable releases from this period were the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, which we all know was a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury. A lot of people really liked it and considered it very comparable to the Charlotte Tilbury product. The Natasha Denona My Dream palette was also a big hit. It is one of my favorite, if not the most favorite palettes of 2022. The Charlotte Tilbury palette was also a big hit. Absolutely stunning. A lot of people loved it. I can still see posts about it as of right now. This Tarte palette also surprised a lot of people in a good way. This was something very different from the regular Tarte palettes. The formula was good, and it's a really good everyday usable palette. Personally, I thought some of the shades were too repetitive and I wanted something unique and different. So what attracted me to this palette was the green and the yellow, but it actually turns out this palette is more of the neutrals. The Gucci blushes were also a big hit. These are absolutely beautiful, stunning packaging, really nice formula. The House Labs foundation was also a good release. This Sigma collection also, personally, I thought was really beautiful. I love their Alice in Wonderland collection. I love their Cinderella collection, and I can't wait to see what they're going to launch in 2023. Hourglass collection was a big hit. Everyone loved it. Everyone loved that you can customize and choose your shades, and they really expanded the shade range as well, because in the past Hourglass got a lot of criticism for not having a good shade range. So they really tried harder to bring better shades, and they also gave the consumer some choices, which I think everyone really liked. And then we had some really weird launches and launches that just didn't make sense. Such as this Winky Lux Applebee's collab. I actually ended up purchasing those and they actually smelled like the sauces. I thought perhaps the shades were just an inspiration from the colors of the sauces, but the lip glosses actually smelled like them too.
It was disgusting.
It was pretty disgusting. I wanted to return them and I still haven't returned them. I don't even know if the window is still open.
Probably not.
I saw a lot of bad reviews on this Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics collection, which, like, I kind of feel bad for her. I wish it was more successful, but unfortunately the collections that she's coming out with are just not super enticing, and the formula actually was not that good on the palette either. This collection just made me sad. This is a Mickey Mouse collection from One Size. Looking at it, it looks like something I can get from Five Below. And this is supposed to be a high-end brand where that eyeshadow palette was pretty expensive compared to what it looks like. I think a lot of people were disappointed from this collection. This collection by Kylie Jenner in some sort of collaboration with Kris Jenner also got a lot of negative comments. The pans in the palette were really oddly laid out. I understand that they were trying to make olives in a martini glass, but it just ended up looking really strange. Another miss from 2022 was this Fenty lipstick for $500. For a second there, I think Rihanna forgot who her customers were. I actually ended up doing a DIY project and made that lipstick at home. And I have it right here. And the funny thing was that there were comments that it looked like a DIY project. So that's what actually gave me the idea that let me try to see if I can actually do a DIY. This cost me $2 and something cents. Another big miss from this year was the Patrick Ta palette. There was so much excitement about the first palette when it came out. Everyone loved the pigmentation, but this time there were a lot of complaints that the shades in the palette were not pigmented enough and the highlighter was pretty useless. Actually ended up going on sale, which makes sense because it was definitely not a big hit like the first one. So after July and August, we started to see holiday launches. I was waiting for my fall launches, the pumpkin spice latte inspired lip glosses, palettes, but instead I actually saw holiday collections launching in September. I'm not sure if anyone actually appreciates that. We want to enjoy our fall launches, we want to enjoy our Halloween launches, and then we're open to the holiday releases. After the fall launches, such as this Nomad Cosmetics one, I wanted to enjoy the Halloween collections, such as this Beetlejuice one. We have this one from Smashbox. We have a couple of Scooby-Doo ones. This Spooked palette from Gourmand Girls. Nightmare Before Christmas. I do hope that brands listen to their consumers and don't push out holiday releases in September next year, because I would personally love to see more fall releases with fall themed packaging and flavors and scents, and see even more Halloween themed launches. The holiday releases in September and October. November and December is when things start to calm down. We do see a lot of sales in November, but when it comes to new releases, brands do tend to calm down during this period and we get a little bit of a break. So there weren't a lot of launches during the last months of the year, but we did have some good things like the Rare Beauty highlighter. Pat McGrath launched the Star Wars collection, which I don't know if, I don't think it was a big hit. We're hearing things about a Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, more shades of the beautiful Kissing lipsticks. The Eldridge palettes were also a big hit, which were launched in November. But other than that, not that many launches during these last 2 months. So in conclusion, looking at all of the releases from 2022, I do see that most of the launches happen from January to August, and after that it is a mix of holiday and Halloween collections. I can't wait to see what brands launch in 2023. I think some of the indie brands will launch more products. Most of the indie brands do start off with eyeshadow and then slowly venture out into other products. So I can't wait to see what they bring out, and let's see if there are some more fun collaborations and if there's anything innovative that brands can come out with in 2023. I can't wait. I wish we could fast forward and I can just see everything now, but we have to be patient and we have to wait. that's it for 2022 beauty. Really enjoyed looking back at the whole year. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.